I'd like to introduce the webinar facilitator. He's Toluwanimi Oyagole. He's a product design engineer at Generative CAD Services. He specializes in creating innovative and valuable product solutions for clients. He is passionate about optimizing designs for efficiency and performance. He is driven by the potential of digital engineering tools to advance medical technology. He loves sharing insights that enhance their learning experience. He is dedicated to nation building through his volunteer work, advocating for people with disabilities and mentoring the next generation. Okay. So I believe we have a basic background of who our instructor is today. So definitely we have a lot to learn. So feel free to interact, like I said, and get ready for a the Power Pack webinar session today. And in case you're wondering who are these people organizing this webinar, obviously we are Generative CAD Services. If you're looking at your screen right now, you're gonna see our logo. We proudly partner with industry giants like Dazzle Systems, Autodesk, Flatforge 3D printers. And these partnerships enable us to offer comprehensive on-demand design and digital manufacturing solutions and platforms. And we also provide an online product development academy.
Good afternoon, everyone, once again. Thank you for staying with us. My name is Toluwanimi. I'm a product design engineer, as mentioned. So without wasting much time, I'll just introduce us to this webinar titled Product Storytelling with SolidWorks Visualize. And this webinar is going to help us to understand how to improve our marketing efforts when we want to make sales for our products. So I believe the audience here are people in the category of sales and marketing, entrepreneurs, startups, product design engineers, or educators and students. And so this webinar is for you to fall into this category. And from this webinar, you will learn how to use SolidWorks to visualize and tell compelling product stories. You would also learn how to use SolidWorks Visualize to speed up design processes and improve communication. The live demo will be used in this presentation to explain all these processes, so get ready for a wonderful session. So did you know that customers feel more confident when they can see their products, when they see it more closely and more consistent products? Do you know when you have a product that has a high accuracy, it helps in your marketing? So in this presentation, you will get to see how the power of product visualization will help drive sales. I'm sure a lot of us, when we want to make a purchase, we would not buy any product, no matter how expensive or no matter how cheap it is, if it is not well presented. So there is something we know as packaging. Packaging helps you know how to make your buying decision. So if a product is not well presented to you, you would definitely not want to do anything about that. You don't want to purchase it. And so there's an important concept in product marketing called limbic concept. What it does is that it helps to appeal to the emotions of the clients or the customers. The product itself has visual elements that invoke the feelings of that client to help them make their buying decision. The purpose of everything that comes with sales is to ensure that you drive that customer to make a decision and help in making that sales increased. So we'll be looking at a few things today. The agenda We'll be looking at a few things, and we'll look at how SolidWorks, what it is, how to get it. We'll be looking at the idea behind product storytelling. We'll also look at the product roadmap and the demonstration on how our clients, one of our customers, a case study, we were able to help them to make their marketing improved. Then finally, we would also look at question and answer at the end of our presentation. So what is SolidWorks Visualize? What exactly is SolidWorks Visualize? SolidWorks Visualize is a camera. Picture your mind like it's a camera that helps you to communicate the CAD data, computer-aided design data, in a way that is able to make, I would say, a visual studio that helps you to make your edits on that CAD data in a way that is photorealistic, is highly photorealistic. It helps you to communicate that data, that CAD data, in a way that you can edit it for the audience, for the clients, in a way that you can, make that client understand that this is something that they should buy. And like I mentioned earlier, the SolidWorks Visualize helps you to do that work. If it is not well packaged, you cannot get the client to buy that product. And so you can use SolidWorks Visualize in different areas of business. You can use it whether you want to make a product like a headphone, you want to make a jewelry, you want to make a car product, you want to make a shoe product. There are different types of products you can use on with SolidWorks Visualize, and the whole essence of it is to make high quality visual, emotional content to drive business solutions, right? So since we understand what SolidWorks Visualize is, how do we now get SolidWorks Visualize? There are different versions of SolidWorks Visualize. All right. So we have in the next slide, how to get SolidWorks Visualize. Excuse me, sorry. What SolidWorks Visualize is, I've explained that. The next slide is the versions of SolidWorks Visualize. Now, there are 3 basic versions of SolidWorks Visualize. The 3 of them are the Visualize Standard, the SolidWorks Visualize Professional, and the SolidWorks Visualize Connected. These 3 versions are available in standalone and also the 3D Experience Connected version. Standard and Professional. SolidWorks Visualize Standard and SolidWorks Visualize Professional are 2 versions that can be gotten as a standalone software. What that means is that you can install it without having to have the entire package of SolidWorks. You can just install it on your laptop, on your computer, your desktop. You have it. And the SolidWorks Visualize Connected is different in that it is connected to a cloud platform, which is called the 3D Experience platform, and it's available on a subscription-based package. So when you want to use any of these versions, it depends on your application. If you are not using it for something very collaborative and you just want to use it as an individual user, you can go for either the Visualize Standard or the Visualize Professional, right? If you want to go through the different features that come with the Visualize Standard, you will see there are features listed. SolidWorks Visualize Standard is used for photorealistic rendering, material and appearance library, HDR environment, real-time preview, SolidWorks integration. The standard version is for users who want to get high-quality photorealistic images of their 3D models quickly. While the next is the Visualize Professional, is aimed at users who require advanced visualization and animation tools. So there are more capabilities that come with SolidWorks Visualize Professional, and you can use it for full animation, CAD, motion study, 3D 360-degree spins, interactive web content, and so on and so forth. The final one is the SolidWorks Visualize Connected. Now, this particular version is integrated, like I said, with the 3D Experience platform. And it's very important for us to know the power behind this, is because when we look at the world today, we have a lot of things that help facilitate the speed in product development. And so we have that tool that can help you if you are a company that have a team working as a product development team. You can have this Visualize Connected integrated with your teams, be it in mechanical design, product marketing, product design engineering, and so on and so forth. You'll be seeing today how this Visualize Connected is used, because the demo version, we are going to be using SolidWorks Visualize Connected. So how do we get this SolidWorks Visualize? SolidWorks Visualize can be gotten from a standalone installation or through the 3D Experience installation. The standalone installation, you get it when you get the license. So you subscribe either through the perpetual license or through the subscription license. You can also get the licenses when you contact us. We are a partner, we are a reseller, so we can get that for you. Depends on the duration of your subscription. When you have that license, you can just go through the installation. You now get that software installed on your laptop. If you want to go through the 3D Experience platform, you must have already subscribed to one of the 3D Experience packages, and that would mean that you have purchased either the premium or the professional version of SolidWorks, because those are the only packages that come with the SolidWorks Visualize Connected. And so if you want to get that, you can always reach out to us. We would help you with that. So this interface here, you see that the SolidWorks Visualize Connected is under the premium package. You see here, it's under the premium package, and it's a role assigned to the user if they are subscribed to the premium package. So the next slide here is product storytelling. What is the idea behind product storytelling? Product storytelling basically is all about making sure that what you are designing is able to capture the key features of the product in a way that is photorealistic, interactive, and informative. Just a few points under this. You need to be able to have a tangible visual, right? You need to be able to get your material, you need to be able to get the texture, you need to be able to get lighting and the environmental settings for that product, because these are the things that are important, they're intricate in making this product really realistic. The whole essence of using this tool is to sell realism to the clients, because if it's not realistic enough, it would not help the sale. So that is what we are trying to get with this product, this SolidWorks Visualize product. And so we'll be looking at the case study, which is one of our clients who met with us to help them out with their products. This is the case study, the Elimi education kits, right? This client we recently completed this product. This client met us at their stage of prototyping, and they wanted to have a visualized form of their product. And they asked us to, go on with the visualization, and we had to understand their requirements. They wanted the product to come out in a way that is digital. They wanted a high quality rendering, and they also wanted their brand to be included in the product. They wanted it captured. So these are just a few images, right, of how the product was before it was visualized. And so I'm showing you this because I want you to understand the problem. It was that we didn't have a complete idea of what constraints we'll get, and we needed to have their requirements taken down so that we would work with it and give them the solution they needed, right? On to the next slide is the product visualization roadmap. So in this roadmap, we have 4 stages that helps us to know how we can get our product visualization done, right? The first stage is the preparation of the products, right? We would have a live demo session now so that will show you how this roadmap can help you understand the stages of product visualization for our clients. Right. So we have here in this slide the 3D experience platform. So remember I mentioned that by using the 3D experience version of SolidWorks, that's the SolidWorks Visualize Connected. And for this platform, you can see here that we have the software here. If you see my mouse here, we can see that it's showing us that it's installed as part of the rules under this 3D Experience SolidWorks Premium license. And so we have also here on the right side of the screen that I was given the task to make this done. So this is the collaborative aspect of the 3D Experience platform. And so before I carry on the task, because I was assigned the role, I have to make sure I move this to this next stage, which is the in work stage, to let the person who I'm working with in my team know that I've started the work. So I move this to this stage, right? After doing this, I know I can carry on with my design. So I'll switch over to the next software. That's the SolidWorks Visualize software. So we have here the interface of the SolidWorks Visualize connected, right? You can see here it indicates here that the SolidWorks Visualize connected to help us to see the version we're using. And I'm going to open up this version. This is a task that has already been done by my colleague, and he has asked me to carry on the task of making the visualization of this product. So I'm going to open it up now. Right. So we see from this area, this window, that the product has certain features. It doesn't look like it's going to be something you want to buy, right? As you've opened it up, it looks cartoonish. It looks like, oh, it's not looking appealing. But then if you remember the pictures that you saw from the previous slides, you'd see that there were certain things that we had to capture because the client asked us to digitize the product. So this was done already by my colleague. And now the next stage for me is to make the visualization. So before I do this explanation, I want you to understand that there are certain features in the SolidWorks Visualize software. There are 4 important features. The first is the viewport, which is the area that you are seeing on the screen. The viewport is the area you walk in mostly, and it's the camera that you are seeing from. It's the camera you are seeing, and you are able to move through every single part of when you use your mouse to just pan around. So this is the area that really shows you the details of the product. Then we have the main toolbar, which is the one up here. We see the different features. I'll go through them just one by one, but then I'll just capture 3, which is the render, the selection tools, and the camera tool. But all of these tools here are what you use when you are working on SolidWorks Visualize. So in SolidWorks Visualize, you have 3 different types of render modes. We have the preview mode. The preview mode helps you to just have a known work Apologies for the disconnection. Are we back? Can everyone hear me? I need feedback. Hello, can anyone hear me? Okay. All right. So like I said, the preview mode is used when you want to create a low noise rendering. You don't want to do so much with your rendering. You just want to do some basic animation or perform real-time interaction in your presentation. You use this mode. Then the next is the fast mode. The fast mode basically helps you to create visually accurate ray tracing for fast quality rendering. This is when you want to make a higher quality rendering of your work. And this is used when you are doing your modeling. So you have 100 passes in this mode, while the final is the accurate mode. This is the highest quality mode when you want to carry out scientifically accurate professional rendering. You want to use this accurate mode, right? Then we have the next is the selection tool. The next is the selection tool. For the selection tool, we have different types of selection. We can use the model selection, the part selection, the group selection, or the appearance. For us in this webinar, we'll just be working with the part selection. We won't be doing the model selection because we are trying to apply materials and textures to different parts of the model. Finally, we would also be looking at the camera tool. This camera tool basically helps us to look at the different angles, the positions of the product, how it can be used to bring out the features for the clients to see. Those are the things that would come up in this tool, right? So I mentioned that there are 4 important areas of the SolidWorks Visualize software, and the next area is the tabs, the palettes, rather, the palettes. This palette has about 5 different tabs. All of the tabs they are divided into 2 parts. We have the selection and the settings. So we have all these parts here on the right side of the screen: the model tab, the appearance tab, the scene tab, the camera tab, and the library. So all of these tabs, they have their functionality in this software. So for the models tab, basically this is the scene tree where you have all the different parts of this model incorporated in the scene, right? We have all this part listed. So for everything you see here on your viewports, the different parts are arranged in the scene tree. And in the next tab, which is the appearance tab, there are some certain materials that came with the model. You have them listed here in the appearances. And if you want to make changes to the materials, you can click on them and have them edited in the settings area. And the next tab is the scenes tab. The overall need for this is for you to have an environment that captures the lighting, that captures the backplates, that captures the environmental settings, the things that would help capture the meaning of the product. So if you want to have a particular environment where your product will be, you use this tab to insert the environment. It's either in the HDR format or in the sunlight format. So you have that here. Then the semi-final rather is the camera tab. The camera tab has different camera angles. When you want to insert your camera into the viewports, you can insert it, then determine wherever you want it to be positioned. And you can also lock your camera and keep it there, because there are certain times when you would want to keep an angle for exporting, you need to keep it locked, right? you can do all of that here. You can also have other functions. If you want to have your camera filter, if you want to have certain effects, you can also have that in. Then finally, the library. So SolidWorks has preset materials and environments and all the different things that you would need in your model. You can have them installed, and they are all gotten from the mysolidworks.com website. So you don't have to stress yourself so much with what to insert. You have them inserted already for you. All you need to do is to drag and drop. I haven't explained that. I will just do an interactive session to help you see how we are able to arrive at the solution for the customer. And so going to the appearance tab, one thing that's very important for us to do when we are designing anything or making a rendering or making a product visualization, we always have to ask ourselves, what does the customer want? How is this product going to appeal to the customer? And how is this product going to help drive their interest? We didn't have so much information on the colors. That was one of the constraints we had. And so in order to solve this, we had to ask ourselves, what color would be suiting to help bring the customer and to get the interest of the customer? And we chose shades of gray. I have them listed here already. Design. So I just want to show you how we used it here. Right. So for this section, we see here the top section of this product. This is an education kit. So we are trying to make this have uniform colors, and it cannot be all colored blue, green, and orange. It won't be appealing. So we have to use gray, right? And I started with this deep colored gray, and I want to apply it on the surface of this top part of the material, right? It's going to be here. And then we also apply this same color to the other parts, which is this next section. These are all compartments of the product. We applied it over here as well. And if you look at, you see it's actually really, really immediate. And the reason is because we are not using one of the rendering modes, which is the fast, either the fast or the accurate. We're using the preview because we don't want so much rendering right now. When I switch, you would see the effect of what has been done in the model. All right, so I thought again, how do we apply these colors throughout the model? We had to use another shade, right? This is the gray 9, and that was applied to this section of the model, right? And we also had to apply another one at this section as well. And so you can see gradually we are seeing the effect of this product coming to life. We're seeing how the software tool is bringing out the features of the client's product. So I have one more shade of gray that I want to use, which is gray 51. So I come over here and I pick it up and I use it here. And so we have changed the format, the previously, color riot product into something different. You can play around with it. If this is not so suiting, you can work with some other shades and just see how it works. Probably can have this here because of the darkness at the top. You can have this here as well, and just bring, be able to playfully work with the different materials all around your palette in the appearance tab, right? And see how it works for you, right? So I think this is a more lighter color, right? Using this one because I think this is something different, much more different, and it makes it less dark as compared to the first one that we used. All right. So if there are any questions you have during this presentation, you can just put it out in the question and answer box. Right. So we have other features here. We have the fan cover, right? We have it here, and we know that this is going to be a metal. So in order for us to pick the right material, we would just go through our appearance tab and look for the one that indicates metal here. It's already listed because I had preset this. So I just come here and I drag over it. I just do that until I have everything captured, right? This is going to take a while, so just follow me as I do it virtually. All right, you'll see the effect of all of this in the final output. Well, I just hope you're understanding how I'm going about this. It's just you dragging and dropping. So while I'm doing this, I also want you to pay attention to the settings here. There are several settings here you can tweak. If you don't like the way it looks, you can just come over here and tweak it. If you want it to be more rough, if you want it to be more smooth, you can come over here and just have a tweak on the settings panel. And you have the texture tab as well and texture mapping, but we are going to be working based on what has been used before. And so I won't be doing so much of that. I'll just show you what we used and how we used it. And so like I did in this fan, I will also do the same thing in the next one. So I would apply this, excuse me, I'm supposed to use metal. I'll apply this to the fan cover one by one. Be careful while you're using the mouse, because you can see it's having a live preview to show you how the material is being applied, so you won't get to apply it in a wrong surface, over a wrong surface. Right, one more. Okay, well done. So yeah, you can see that metal material has been applied to this. We can also apply this to, you see here, we have these screws. We can apply that material over the screws as well. And so we're going to do that now. Apply the materials for each of the screws. All right. All right, so this has shown us the basic use of SolidWorks Visualize. We can still see that there are other features on this product that we can apply materials to. We have here the metal. We also have this is a projector, so we can have the metal appearance applied to this shiny part, this part that looks like gold color. We can have that metal applied to it, right? Then we can also have, this is more of a silver material. So just like we had in the other ones, we can apply this metal to it too. All right, then Same here, this is also a metal material that is gold in color. We will just use this appearance to apply to it. So yeah, we already have gotten to 70% of this job, right? And we are almost at the end. We will move into the next stage, but then just a few things left for us to touch up on this before we move on. So we have some parts that we've not applied material to. We would use the color, right? This is the right color for it, right? The right material, excuse me, for it. And we're good to go. We're good to go. We just need to check again to be sure. Okay, yes, there's something else we've not yet touched on. This is the earpiece. The earpiece has a jack and we've not applied the material to it yet, right? So we'll look for the material here, the metal, and drag it onto the earpiece, right? Good. So we would see the beauty now because all I've been doing is just explaining all the features, dragging and dropping and all of that. I'm going to show you the effect of this once you switch to the fast mode. Once you switch to the fast mode, you would see the effect of what you've done. Okay. All right. So can you see the power of the visualization done? It brings out the quality of what has been done. Basically, what's happened was that the engine that was used was an RTX GeForce graphics processor too. So that was what was used to render this. And you can see that it basically uses the 100 passes. It it retraces. That's what it does when it is visualizing. It basically goes through that process of retracing. So you can see that details come out more. We have the earpiece, we have the screws, we have all this part. They look more alive, right? This is the power of SolidWorks visualization. And so I would look over these products and ask what other feature has not yet been attended to. Now, so we have this part here. This is a charge controller. Over here, this section here is a charge controller. And to make it look realistic, we have to look for a decal. A decal basically is an image that you use to represent an actual product or an actual item. So if you want to add a decal to this now, it's something simple. You can just move it over from this. I just drag it over to this here, and you use the manipulator to scale it and to resize it according to how you want. So I've already gotten a decal for this. I'll just show you how to use it. All right, so just doing some tweaking to show you, to demonstrate how this is being done. All right, so it has to cover up that surface to show something that looks like a charge controller. So this is a picture I picked up from the internet to just use to cover up this side, right, for the charge controller feature. So I think I'm done with this and I'll exit out of here. So looking at it from far, you would not know that there is a deck out there because it's a highly defined picture. It looks like a charge controller, an actual charge controller. So that's about all, right? We are already at 90% of this product visualization. The next stage is to export what has been visualized. And to do that, we will go to the tool section, that's the toolbar. We will come here and go to the render wizard. We'll click here. So it will ask us some questions. What kind of image do we want to export, right? We would have to determine that by answering the questions. Okay, so it shows here what formats do we want to export it. We have the JPEG, the BMP, the TIF, and other formats, right? So we would not use any of this. We just pick the JPEG format. I'll go next, and once we select the resolution that we're comfortable with, we can move to the next, right? So the next tab, the next option here is the render selection. There are three different render selections that are here. We will pick the one that would help us get the quality that we need. Although we don't want to pick something that would take too long to render. And so out of the three different render selections, we would pick the fast one because of this purpose, this demonstration purpose. We want to see how it brings out the rendering after we finish our product visualization. So it asks for the folder, and we would select the folder here. Okay, this has been selected already, so we just go to render. So yeah, so you can see it's already showing us a process of this rendering. So it's already being done. We just have to wait for it. It's going to be within some minutes. We'll see the right. We can see here that it's gradually counting the passes. It's about 50 passes that it will take to get us the picture that we're looking for. All right, so we can see that this is being done gradually. We can see the outputs image being formed. It's already it's already completed. So this is just an example to show us how SolidWorks Visualize can leverage the power of computation and processing to give us these results, right? So this is just a basic demonstration of what SolidWorks Visualize is all about. I'll exit the output viewer now, and I'll move on to my presentation slide again. I had some issues with the presentation, but I'll resume now. So we are at this slide where we're talking about the end product, what we've been able to achieve, which is the final product of the visualization. These are just a few pictures of how the output can be when we use SolidWorks Visualize. Right. I hope we enjoyed the demonstration. I think we would have our questions now, but before that, I would like to also inform us about the things we're able to achieve with this demonstration. So for our clients, remember we talked about the problems they had. They needed something realistic. They needed to meet their customer need. They needed to have the product ready for market. And that was what we were able to do with this tool, this SolidWorks Visualize. We came up with an accurate representation of the product. Right. Thank you very much for listening. I'm taking questions now.
So if you have questions, you could just drop on the chat section, or you could use the reaction or raise up your hand, and then your mic could be unmuted for you. So while we wait for more questions, I think what we could do is I would probably want to have one personal question I want to ask Tolu. It's in the aspect of at what stage would you want to, or what are the critical case studies would you want to have this visualization, from the real time to the images to the 360s and all that? What are the possible different case studies, and what could be the key drivers, for the decisions that would drive the decisions you make, especially when it has to do with product marketing?
Okay, thank you for that question. I'll just take the slides I'll take the presentation a few slides behind this. Yes. So in SolidWorks Visualize, you can use it for several different purposes. You can use it in your design thinking. You can use it for validation of your products when you want to come up with a final concept. You can get a quick visualization of it and run it through the marketing team. If an iteration of your product needs to be checked, you can just do a quick proof of concept and send it through the marketing team to test what has been done by your product team and see if it's going to be marketable. If it's not, you go back to the dashboard and continue with the process. And so not just that alone, you can also use it for training and instructional content. You can use SolidWorks Visualize in making realistic images of a particular object or product. So you can see in this slide, we have different things here. It's not just restricted to making a product. You can also visualize something humanic, something humanoid. That can also be a part of the processes that come with, and the applications, that come with SolidWorks Visualize. So you can use SolidWorks Visualize for quite a number of things, but then it's depends on your use case. Your application is what will help you know what you can use it for. But I would recommend that you use it to increase your output. So anything that will help you drive your output, be it sales, be it application in design, be it marketing, instructional training, whatever the case may be, you can apply it for it. I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah, so while you are speaking, there are a few things that also came to mind, and you mentioned about the design engineers, but also, it must necessarily be a design engineering work, because, product marketers, the design engineers could just done their work, assign the thing, and then the product marketers or the people who are building content and branding and communications who wants to build, or the UI UX guys who want to push some of these things down to the platform, right, online, and use it to put out there, can look at the brand, messaging, the brand, brand kit and brand communication and voicing around, and then be able to pick up SolidWorks, visualize and use it to create more detailed appealing without having to disturb even the design engineers who created the product, because those things is what they need to create, marketing collaterals that they could actually use to push the product. The explosions, the work, the how this product demonstrations we see online. These are several things that SolidWorks Visualize gets used to do. So the product marketers also can actually pick it up from themselves, and just also as part of the case studies we will have to do with sub-clients, I think. So just to put it out there. So, thank you so much for that, feedback too. I'm done. Maybe someone else could also have some input or question. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Mr. Felix. Okay, I think this is going to be the end, right? I would just say that this will not be the only series, right? This is just the beginning of the many series that come with our webinars. So watch out for the next topic. It will be posted in our channel, so stay tuned to our channels. Follow us on our social media pages, on LinkedIn, Instagram, and on YouTube as Generative CAD. All right, and if there is any comments you have as well, you could just put it up there, right? And let us know. Interested in, experiencing our webinar, you can put up those things in our comment boxes. Thank you very much for staying true with us till this point.
Okay, so thank you so much, Tolu. Thank you so much for Tolu. I think the team, I got to see that they also have announced some the next webinar, which will be around draft site. So that will be a kind of shift from last we did about design connected and design governance. Today we are talking about SolidWorks Visualize using for product storytelling. So I think the next section will be around taking the work of how to stay profitable, proficient, and productive with draft sites. A lot of us do. So we're going to keep switching, and quite a lot of content sections already scheduled. So this is, I think, the next 2-3 weeks. This section I mentioned that should be coming up, and there will also be quite a lot more sections around the deep dive around solutions and demos, and also powerful tools that are really going to make our life easier. Ranging from the cloud collaboration down to really using the tools that really makes our lives easy, from marketing to sales to design engineering to machining to injection molding, and across us to product validations and all that.
So thank you once again for coming up and joining us. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to having another session with you soon. Watch out for our next webinar. All right. Have a wonderful day, everyone.